And welcome to the Factor Uncensored. First up tonight, a Factor exclusive. Parents at a Houston area school say they have received a bill after they were a few minutes late picking up their children from school. There is apparently a Houston school district policy on the books many of you may not even know about. It simply states if you're late more than 30 minutes picking up your child from school, you're going to have to pay. Some parents are getting a first-hand lesson in paying the cost. Two have received these bills from, in this case, Herrera Elementary School for being late to pick up their children. One parent's late fee is $62, the other $24. Are you now asking, why should you care? And of course, we have reached out to the Houston Independent School District for a response, and we are still waiting a response from them. Joining us to talk about it here on The Factor, we have parents Lydia Alanese, Bianca Alanese, and President of Texas Support Personnel Employees, Local 1, Hector Morales. Glad to have you all on The Factor Uncensored. So when you first got that bill, what went through your mind?
I was shocked when I went to go pick up my daughter and my nephew. They started adding it up on a paper, and I was like, what is this? And she said that we had to pay $1 a minute each per kid.
Did you think it was a joke that from the school district, the public school district, you had to pay money if you were late?
Yes. Yeah. And this is not something that, it's not like I was consistently late. This is twice within the whole school year. And I explained to them our circumstances, that between me and my sister-in-law, we have 8 kids, 3 of whom are special needs, and they are in 3 different schools. So I'm having to go to actually 5 schools total to drop off and pick up our kids. And they were at Herrera through the magnet school program, and we're supposed to be receiving like bus services to help with that. And that's why the late fees are at the beginning of the school year. And it took a really long time to get them on the school bus. And to this day, they're not on the school bus. My older 2 are, which helped so that I can barely make it on time. So like if at another school the teacher wants to talk to me about a different student, it's gonna make me late.
Right, right.
So things like that, and the fact that like they didn't take that into consideration. And you
explained that.
I explained it all to them, and they said, well, this is our policy and you have to pay it. And then the principal had walked in when I was talking to the front office lady, and she was like, well, can I help you with something? Because she saw that I told him, I was like, I'm not going to pay that. Like, this is ridiculous. I'm not going to pay that. And so she said if she could help me, and I was like, yes, I want to know like why I have to pay this, or where's the funds going? Why does it have to be just cash or money order? Like, it doesn't feel right. And she said that that's their policy and I would have to pay it. And on the paper, if you don't pay it, it affects your kids and what activities they can do at the school. Like
no
field trips, which we have to pay for. And they also don't provide sack lunches for the kids in that school. For field trips, you have to bring your own lunch. And if they don't, or they forget, the kid doesn't eat.
All right, Bianca, your thoughts on this?
I was upset. It is a lot to deal with. I was more upset with the fact that the principal told my sister-in-law that, well, basically tough luck, and it would be in preference for our kids to be in a hardship program with one of our other students. The school, Herrera, offers a magnet program, and that's how our children were accepted into the school, under magnet. And so I just simply asked, well, why isn't my child allowed this magnet program, or why do you believe my child is less than in order to get this magnet program just because of the circumstances of my other children? And I don't think that that was right, and that's where I'm upset. And I do want to know where the money's going to, because it was said that it was to go to pay the front staff who stays, and that they don't budget the money for
overtime or
And so,
oh yeah, she did say she didn't have it in her budget to pay the staff. So that's why they're charging the parents, because it's not in the budget to pay the front office lady.
All right, Hector, let's hear from you. And once again, for the viewers out there, we're talking about HISD, and they have a policy that's on the book. I looked it up. It's on the books, and it says if you're more than 30 minutes late after the second time picking up your child, you have to pay $1 per minute for each minute that you're late for your child. In this case, we had $62 and $24. So your thoughts about this, Hector?
Well, I immediately would request that a financial audit be made at that campus, and also, any amount that has to be spent needs to be approved by the HISD board. It was not. Secondly, who authorized it and who approved it? Because the question is, where is this money being spent that's being paid by cash and money order? They're actually not getting a receipt. So how are the deposits being made, and where are the deposits being made? So I feel that a financial audit needs to be done immediately at HISD Herrera Elementary.
And for those, and Herrera is not the only school. This is district-wide, but many parents haven't heard of it. Herrera is enforcing it. I'm not sure if any other schools, but we're hearing from you guys. But for those who say they give you a 30-minute window, if you're late past 30 minutes, then that would be only fair.
Well, here's the million-dollar question. That Herrera school is 99% Hispanic, and a lot of those parents are low-income families, so they're having to pay. So the million-dollar question is Carnegie being charged? Is Travis being charged? That's the million-dollar question. Why are you charging the north side, which is heavily Hispanic community, and not the other side?
Okay, and of course, we reached out to HISD to get their comment on this. We have not heard back. Once we get their comment, then we will bring it back to you. Thank you guys for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored. Something many of us didn't know, that they were charging late fees if parents show up late.